Hello, everyone. It is officially February, and we're just days away from the Olympics kicking off. And of course, Super Bowl 60 is almost here. The Vince Lombardi of Sandman Nation, Bill, the Sandman Sanders, is back with us today. I'm sure he's got a take or two on his Seahawks. So let's get into it, boys, because it is time to enter Sandman Sports with Bill and I. Of course, is the one and only Pat Klett, who is shockingly knowledgeable about the Super Bowl for a Vikings fan. How we doing today, gentlemen?
Ouch.
Bill, you been sleeping at all this week?
It's officially hit me, boys. It's Super Bowl week. We're all way too confident in Seattle. That's all there is to it. This is going to end in disaster. I mean, I think the Seahawks are going to win this game by 20 plus points. It's a blowout in the making. So yeah, I can't wait to break it down.
Already getting to the predictions. I love it.
I can't wait to break it down. Right, all right, that was maybe a little aggressive. That was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
I will just say you are in the majority from all the people I've been talking to, even here in Ohio. I don't know if I've talked to somebody who thinks the Patriots are gonna win yet. So
dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Could be. But guys, we are all winners on this podcast because it is time for random questions of the day.
It is time for the random questions of the day.
Pat, it is your turn to go first, sir. So let's do it. Are you ready?
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Pat, if you were an artist, what would you want your most famous painting to be about, and what would it be called? Okay. You think about that for a little bit. And then, Bill, this is a good one. All right, here you go. Bill, would you rather skydive or dive into a cage surrounded by sharks?
Ooh. I did just hear yesterday from my daughter, Sydney, who's in Sydney, that she will be jumping out of an airplane in a week. So I would have said skydiving. I don't want any piece of sharks. I just saw something on Twitter the other day where the guy goes down and then all of a sudden the cage, there's some sort of malfunction.
Nope.
I'm out. Don't want that.
Yeah.
Don't want that. I'd take my chances floating through the air, hoping that the parachute opens.
Yeah.
I would do neither.
The parachute thing it's probably safer, honestly. Although I don't know. I don't know how often a shark gets into a cage. Probably not very often.
But yeah, I don't know. Plus, it'd just be cool. Wouldn't it be cool to be up there? You're like, the view is incredible.
No.
You don't want any part of that? Are you scared of heights?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I want nothing of that. Now, I don't particularly love being submerged underwater either, so I don't know that either one of them.
Those are both bad options for you.
I honestly would probably pick the shark thing, but
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, I just hope.
Yeah, I just can't jump out of something, dude. I guess
someone would have to push me.
Yeah.
It wouldn't, like, I'd get out there and I'd be like, nope. You'd have to
get out there,
out.
Flacido. With a push. Yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, you I don't think you can see this, but we all have our names, and Bill is the Sandman. I'm Eric, just like on our screen for when we're seeing each other. And Pat, for the last couple of months, puts a new, different name every week. It
started with the porn star names.
It did. It's yeah. So today, though, I have to share. It is probably the best one yet. He is Flacido Domingo, and every time I look at
which sums up my Sundays. Domingo is Sunday in Spanish.
That's rough. I hope that the Patriots come out Flacido Domingo this week.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. So Pat, the artist known as Pat.
That's right. I forgot. I'd probably do like a painting of one side of the canvas blue, the other side red, and then a yellow line going right down the middle. And it would just represent the duality of man. It really, it's what you want to interpret it as, but there's so much going on. Different textures.
Brilliant.
What do you have a
Yeah.
gallery where I can go purchase?
It would
that
be at the
from?
Guggenheim, where all the other stupid paintings are. If you've ever been to the Guggenheim, they have those paintings where it's like a line, and then
So
no,
what
I always
are you
do when I
naming this
actually do.
masterpiece?
So my daughter's painting a picture right now, and she paints, and every once in a while I'll grab a canvas and join in and do it. But all my
Oh, wow.
paintings typically have similar thing. It's like a long road. You know how like you can do like you start out big lines and then it goes into the horizon really small. It's like the only thing I know how to do. And then some
Okay.
hills and some trees and a sun.
You go
Okay.
Bob Ross.
I'm not a good artist.
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
not a talented painter at all. So
All right. What would that picture be called? Journey to Nowhere or Journey?
yeah.
I like
yeah.
duality of
Vikings
man.
journey to the Super Bowl. See,
Funny. Funny guy. We should start asking Eric questions. Like he fires two at us, and then we
Yeah.
have one that we've
We
come
get a
together
rebuttal.
and
We get a
agreed.
rebuttal
that
We get a
doesn't
rebuttal
that
question.
doesn't sound very fun to me at all.
No?
Well, boys, there are no paintings or sharks on our website, but there is a ton of great content for sports fans and sports bettors with new stuff being published every single day. So be sure to check us out at cmensports.com this week. Of course, we have a ton of Super Bowl coverage with several articles per day dedicated to that event with some fun topics too. A couple ones I love, such as which Gatorade color to bet on. That one I think just got published today, and
Saw that
there's
one. Yep.
actually some logic behind it. So I like that one. And then there's a look at how first year coaches with their teams do in the Super Bowl, which is exactly the situation Mike Rabel finds himself in. So, and plenty more. And like I said, each day we're loading some more Super Bowl articles. So check it out. And of course, please be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Okay, guys. Well, I guess you can't say, I didn't bury the lead necessarily because we started talking about Super Bowl, but do you guys know what today is? Today is not just Monday. It's not just February 2nd. It is freaking Groundhog Day, guys. Groundhog Day. So we're going to use the opening segment to give some love to this grand American holiday. And then we are going to have a little fun contest, for the lack of a better word, that I will explain in just a moment. But first, guys, do you know the most important news of the day? Do you know if Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow this morning?
No, what's the word?
No.
Yes, he did see his shadow this morning, which means, according to the legend, 6 more weeks of winter are on the way. So, not great,
Sweet.
Phil. Not great.
Tighten it
All
up.
Unless
right,
you
so
like winter.
I did think I'd start off just sharing some basics about this holiday, some facts. So, we all know Groundhog Day is celebrated every year on February 2nd. It is based on old weather folklore, not science. It is basically, we'll get into the stats in a little bit, but a coin flip is typically better than how we see Phil do on this. The tradition comes from German immigrants in Pennsylvania, but it's actually been a thing in Europe for years. Many different animals have been used, but the groundhog was what the German immigrants decided to choose. And I just think there were lots of groundhogs, I guess, in Pennsylvania at the time, and that is what they selected. So, of course, the most famous groundhog and most famous Groundhog Day celebration is Punxsutawney Phil, who lives in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. The first official Groundhog Day there was in 1887. The town of Punxsutawney has a little under 6,000 people. And on Groundhog Day today, it gets 30 to 40,000 visitors. Now, before the Bill Murray movie, most reports say it was about 2,000 visitors. So that movie definitely spiked interest in this day, although it was always semi-popular. So, and as I kind of alluded to just a minute or two ago, in case you're wondering, Phil is terrible at his job. His accuracy is usually between 35 and 40%. So you really could flip a coin.
It's like your football picks.
Huh?
That was funny. That was
That was
good. That you're
cold.
bringing
That
it. I
was
like it.
cold-blooded right there.
Yeah, it was. Guys, I've actually spent a night in Punxsutawney before at one
Really?
of the worst motels ever. It had one of those beds that you could put like a quarter in, and it would like vibrate and stuff. And of course, I was with
Sounds
my
hot.
best friend Keith, and we had to try that
Ooh,
out.
sounds
It was-
super hot.
Oh yeah, it was super hot, guys. There's nothing like being in the Punxsutawney motel with a vibrating bed. Let me tell you.
And a bag
All
of
right.
quarters.
And a bag of yeah, exactly. That's kind of a good segue, I think, guys, into the rest of this opening and what I want to talk about. So, Groundhog Day is just one of many, what I would say, American events, and there actually is one on this list that I'm going to share in just a moment that actually isn't in America. But a lot of these just events that are similar to Groundhog Day, where it gains interest for one day or for one event, and it's over the years has just got this groundswell of a lot of people interested in it, and a lot of people probably have no interest in it. So I'm going to give you a list of 12 such events, including Groundhog Day, that will be on the list, and you two are going to take turns drafting these in the order that you would want to go. Okay, so you're each going to have 6 of these events at the end of this draft. So your first draft pick, and we'll figure out the order here in a second. Your first draft pick would be the one from this list you would have the most interest in attending. So make your first pick the one that you have the most interest in attending. And I did not provide these to you in advance. I just emailed them to you so you have them so you can reference them. I'll also share them as well right now with everyone listening. But to determine who goes first, Bill, just tell me odd or even.
Even.
It is odd. So Pat, you get to go first. You get the number 1 draft pick.
Don't
okay?
steal mine, Pat.
Yeah.
Don't steal
So
mine.
you're going to take turns drafting the events you'd most want to attend if given the chance. And as we go through each one, I may ask, or you might want to explain why you picked it, whether you think it's overrated, underrated, properly rated, just any thoughts you might have about it. And then I'm actually going to give you where I actually rated these two, 1 through 12. So I will tell you where my rating is as well. Okay, here's the list. Groundhog Day, the Little League World Series, the July 4th Nathan's hot dog eating contest, a Super Bowl parade for your team, Comic-Con, the NFL draft, Halloween in Salem, Massachusetts, Coachella, Mardi Gras, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Times Square New Year's Eve, and the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain. Okay? Those are the 12. All right, Pat, what is your number 1 selection?
With the number 1 pick in the draft, I'm going with the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
For sure.
Heartbreak.
For sure.
I knew he was going to steal it.
Funny story. I'm ripping through Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises, and I'm at the part where they're in the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain. So fitting that you should ask that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Bill, it sounds like you were going to put that as your number 1. Are you?
Hands down. Yeah, I was, because one, I just think it'd be so fun to go. Now, I should say, Pat, are you going to run with the bulls, or are you just going to be there watching people run with the bulls?
Oh, I'm running.
Man.
For sure.
I mean, I would want to do it too, but as
long as I'm faster than the guy next to me, it doesn't matter.
Don't you think?
This is funny. I actually put that 12th.
Really?
Of 12
wow.
on my list.
Yeah.
I have no interest in. Now, I was thinking of running it. Now, if you just go watch it, it might be cool there, but I would never run in that thing.
I mean,
Never.
wouldn't you
for
guys
sure.
think that that's more dangerous than getting in a Shark Tank or jumping out of an airplane?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's like you might be dead. So yeah, I don't know, but I would have
All
put that
right.
number one. I would have put that number one. Okay,
All
so
right.
my first, so with the
Yeah.
second pick in the first round, I'm going Little League World Series. I just think that
Okay.
would be such a
Yeah, I think
cool
that would be cool.
event to go to and see Williamsport, right? Isn't that where it's
Yeah.
at? Yeah.
It is. It is.
So yeah, I would put that one number one. I've already been to a Super Bowl parade because my team has won a Super Bowl. So sorry, Pat, that was a
Okay.
little shot. Don't I get? Is this a snake draft?
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
snake draft,
yeah.
so you get picks 2 and 3, right?
Yeah.
It is.
And I'll take 4 and 5.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. I was just trying to throw some shade at Pat's Vikings. So I'm gonna go Super Bowl parade as my second pick. It was a
Okay.
blast being there. It was a frigid day in Seattle, and me and my oldest 2 kids went down. But I would hope that it would not be as cold. It was miserable cold. So,
Yeah.
but what a cool event. It was just really,
Yeah.
really neat. Fun to see the city come together like that.
So it's fun. I put Little League World Series 3 on my list, and I put Super Bowl parade number 4 on my list.
Nice.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we're more in line. All right.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah. I would pick the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun to go to.
That's my number one.
Yeah.
That's my number
Especially,
one.
I mean,
Vegas.
like some of these drafts now are getting such big numbers. It's insane. Like how many people are flocking to these cities for the draft. It seems like a good time.
Yeah.
And then my next pick would be Coachella.
Yeah, I left that one for you.
So
Yeah.
that's my
I like
number.
concerts. I
Yeah,
typically don't. I mean, the Coachella lineup's usually all over the map too.
Mhm.
Like
Eclectic.
Yeah.
you can find any genre. So yeah, I would do Coachella.
That was my number 6. So yeah, awesome.
Nice.
All right,
I
Bill?
get 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, I figured Pat would go there. I'm gonna go Mardi Gras. One, because New Orleans is just awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure it would just be insanity down there. But I would go there. And then my next pick, I think, just for the sake of it, and we're talking about it, I'm gonna go Groundhog Day. I think it would be kind of cool to just see that whole
The town
thing.
is terrible, by the way. There is nothing in
Yeah.
that town. And where they filmed Groundhog Day is not Punxsutawney. It's actually some city in Illinois,
Oh,
which
okay.
embraces that, and it's a tourist city now because they want you to come. And but no, the Punxsutawney is terrible.
Is
But
it?
I still want to see it.
How
Yeah.
far
So-
outside of like Philadelphia is it?
Oh,
Is it-
it's I mean,
it's
it's not very
deep-
close. It
deep
was
rural.
like 2 hours from State College, I think, because we were on our way to a Penn State game, I think, when we went. I really don't know, but I don't think it's close to anything.
Gotcha.
Honestly.
I just need
So-
your motel name so I can avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you don't want to go to the Jotel Motel for sure.
All right, Colette, what do you
yeah.
got? What's your next
What do
one?
you
I
got?
think it starts getting interesting here, Pat. This gets interesting.
I mean, look, other than what was the only other one I would consider would be Times Square in New Year's Eve. I mean, otherwise, if you gave me a free ticket to the rest of these things, I wouldn't go. Even if you said flights paid for, hotels paid for.
I got
like,
one more on my list.
I don't want to see people
Oh
eat
my
hot
God,
dogs.
you guys are terrible. You guys are
I'm not
wrong.
I'm not into
You're
comics,
wrong.
so Comic-Con would be nuts.
No.
I mean, maybe Comic-Con just to watch.
People watch.
I mean, okay, keep going.
I hate Halloween. Are you
going?
These are all.
Are you going Comic-Con? Was that your second pick?
Sure, I'll go Comic-Con.
Okay.
Because I'm going to go Salem Halloween.
Times Square New Year's and then Comic-Con.
Okay. I'm going Salem Halloween.
So
I'm not a huge Halloween guy, but any sort of historical and I've never been. I mean, Eric, have you been there? Do you know this town?
No, but that is my number 2 on my list.
I think it could be interesting.
Halloween. We are going on a cruise in October out of Boston and it goes down. It's a repositioning cruise, and it ends up in Fort Lauderdale after it's like a 10-night cruise. But we're going to go 2 days early so that we can go to Salem in October, which is like the month you want to go.
Yeah,
They have all
nice.
the Halloween stuff. So I basically will be there. I won't be there on Halloween day, but like I'll be there for it. I can't wait. I can't wait.
That's awesome.
Why would you not want to do that, Pat Flacido?
I don't like Halloween. Halloween's dumb.
I know, but the witches
Oh.
and the whole deal, I think there'd be
Yeah.
some cool historical
Yeah.
stuff there. But my second pick, I would go hot dog eating. Nathan's
Yeah.
hot dog eating contest. Because you would have to pay me a lot of money to do the other ones.
Yeah. Well, there's only
Or
one
one.
left. It's
the only one.
The Macy's. It's the Macy's Thanksgiving Day.
That sounds
worst.
terrible.
Yeah.
Marcy
sounds
watches
awful.
that every year. My wife watches that every year, and I just cannot wrap my brain around why people like parades.
No, dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have it as low as you guys. I had it 8th out of the 12. But yeah, Thanksgiving, I don't want to be out in the cold. That like
What was your 12th?
My 12th was Running of the Bulls.
Oh, 11.
I do not want to do that. My 11 was
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. My 11th was Comic-Con. Yeah, my 10th was Times Square New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Ninth actually was Mardi Gras. I had Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I had Mardi Gras.
I think Mardi Gras would be fun.
Yeah, some people watching there, right?
I think,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, there'd be people watching. It's just you gotta be careful.
You get my
too.
drift.
I think it's a little. Yeah. So all right. So real quick, let's just recap these. So Pat, you got Running of the Bulls, Times Square New Year's Eve, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Coachella, Comic-Con,
NFL Draft.
And the NFL Draft. Thank you. And the NFL Draft. Okay. And then, Bill, you have Groundhog Day, Little League World Series, July 4th, Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, Super Bowl Parade for your team, Salem, Halloween, and Mardi Gras. Bill wins. Congratulations.
I think we
Bill.
should do this where there's 12 events, and then we each pick 4 in a draft, and then we have to actually go to them.
Report.
We actually have to do. Or we have a contest to see who can do the most of them.
Dude, now that actually is a great idea.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down.
Okay, Pat. I love it. Well, guys, great job. That was fun. Thank you for making those draft picks. But guys, it's time to get into the rest of the show now.
Let's do it.
In a moment, we are going to get into the Super Bowl finale edition of Nailed It. And I cannot wait. Bill, I hope you're prepared with questions. I'm sure
ready to roll.
You are. Then it will be time for our hot takes, then Stone Cold Locks, where we will break down the Super Bowl, make our picks against the spread and the over-under, and provide our 3 favorite prop bets. And we'll finish with our top 5, where it will also all be about the Super Bowl. So a lot of football stuff coming down the pike. And of course, we'll have plenty of fun and shenanigans along the way, including Pat sharing how he once won a harmonica competition playing Ice Ice Baby. So you will not want to miss that. Well. All right, guys. Well, the moment that we and our 20 finalists have been waiting for all season long, it is finally time for the Super Bowl finale edition of Nailed It, where we will crown the 2026 Nailed It champion, which comes with an all expenses paid trip to Vegas for the winner and a guest during Masters weekend, where they will also get to hang out with the 3 of us.
Bierman, are you going to roll through the 20 people?
You know what? That's a great idea. So I will do that in just a moment.
Okay. Yeah.
And we do have some drama in our contest too. Let's not gloss over that, because it's not just about our listeners. It's about us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Painful.
So, and as I mentioned last week, Bill, you weren't here, and that's why we inflated mine and Pat's numbers. I finally pulled even with Pat, so we are both tied at 48, and Bill, you have 42. But hey, there are 10 questions on tap this week. You're just 3 nailed it's away from tying us. So you're right there, dude. I mean, you're right there. All right, 48, 48, 42. And for the qualifiers for all those 20, I will post those questions. I'll post these questions tomorrow. I'll send out the entry link, and you will have until Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to submit your guesses. And I will send everyone's answers in advance of the Super Bowl so you can see where everyone lands, follow along. All right, let's give a little bit of love to the 20 Nailed It finalists. Here we go. Nicole Lewis, Ed McPherson, JD Raphael, David Key, Jason Waxman, Mike Carr, Mike Paston, Nate Blackston, Lisa Yashari, Jeff Hoffman, Brian Meyer, Jake Paston, Keith Vesper, Ken Wintermote, Evan Whiting, Jarrett Martinez, Casey Haldeman, Carrie Paston, Michael Cohan, and Sophie Haney. So, some great names
luck.
on there.
The whole Paston family has a lock on it. They got a quarter of the entries.
Yeah, good
Seems
work,
rigged.
Paston crew. Wow.
Shoot, that's right. Mike, Jake, and Carrie. Holy moly. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're ready.
Yeah, you guys got your phones up, ready to type these in.
Let's do
ready
it.
to give me about 10 points this week. Get back in this thing. Let's do it. Have you guys heard? There's a big game this weekend. My Seattle Seahawks head to the Super Bowl, 4th time in franchise history. They are looking to exorcise the demons of Super Bowl 49. And as we all have talked about, one of the most mind-boggling plays in the history of sports. Just give the ball to Marshawn, please. What will be the winning margin in this game? I'm kind of wondering, do I just go like super off the grid and go crazy and try to get lucky, or what would you guys do? Oh, Clet, are you serious?
You didn't help yourself, Bill. You didn't help yourself.
Okay, Bierman 18 points, Clet 20, Sanders 20. I mean, unbelievable. How am I supposed to catch up? How am I supposed to catch up?
You can't. This is wonderful.
If I didn't already say this, all 10 Nailed It questions this week are Super Bowl related. Okay.
Tell you what, I'll change mine to 7. I'll change mine to 7.
No, don't change it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I honestly don't think the Seahawks are going to win by 20. I don't.
No.
I just was trying to go crazy, and
they're not. Anyway. They're going to win by 18.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, Bierman's just first question. He's just going to put me out of my misery. Yeah. All right. Question number 2. The Seahawks are favored by 4.5 points, and over/under is 45.5. Last time I checked, anyway, that were the lines for as we record episode 76. How many total points will be scored in Super Bowl 60? Total points. Bierman 44, Clet 42, Sanders 35. All right, there we go. Low scoring. Let's go. Question number 3. The Seahawks, I don't know if you guys heard this week, they're going to be listed for sale after the Super Bowl. I heard between $7 and $8 billion. Let that sink in for a second. Clint Kubiak is apparently taking the Raiders head coaching job after the game. Nothing like a bunch of distractions for our fan base. Speaking of worrying, how about Seattle worrying about Drake May break and contain, using his legs to run for big first downs? How many rushing yards will Drake May have? He had 65 yards against Denver. He's topped 40 yards in 3 of the past 4 games. So there's some data for you guys. How many rushing yards will Drake May have?
Do you guys want to go halvesies and buy the team?
Yeah. if we split it up 3 ways, we're in the ballpark.
Make it happen.
Yeah, make it work.
Yeah.
Clet 23 yards, Sanders 28, Bierman 48. All right. I think Bierman's going to get that one. I was trying to go low, and then Pat just shafted me on the low. All right. Question number 4. Speaking of quarterbacks, how about Sam Darnold? What a season he's put together after Minnesota kicked him to the curb. Drake May averages 259 yards per game for the season. Sam Darnold, 238. That is a total of 497 yards per game passing. How many total combined passing yards will these 2 quarterbacks have? The averages are 497. Bierman, 440. Clet, 429. Sanders, 508. All right, let's go. Chuck that ball all over the place, boys. Question number 5. What will be the highest total points scored by a kicker between Andres
That's good.
Borregales, and Jason Myers. So listen to these rules here. Okay, this is not fantasy. So all field goals count as 3 points. All extra points count as 1 point. There are no negative points for misses or blocks. There's no bonus points for longer field goals. Okay, so 3 points max for a field goal. Flat 8, Sanders 9, Bierman 12. Okay. I was thinking we probably would have some duplication there, but we ended up with 3 separate guesses. Okay, I think this one's kind of fun. Question number 6. What will be the distance in yards of the first touchdown scored in the game? If there are no touchdowns, then 0 would be the correct answer. Bierman 1, AJ Barner.
Bierman's thinking tush push. That's a good play.
Flat
I was thinking
7.
1 too, but I was like, I'm not going to do that. That's something Bierman would do.
Sanders 18. All right, I just need a long Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdowns. Question number 7. What will be the longest offensive play from scrimmage in the game? This does not include punt return or kickoff return or any defensive touchdowns. So just offensive plays. Longest play from scrimmage. Flat 47, Sanders 51, Bierman 57. Okay, I am boxed in on that one for sure. Question number 8. How many total combined turnovers will there be in this game? This is a nailed it question right here. For you 20 players out there, I feel like you got to hit this one. This is 2 points available.
Yeah.
Total combined turnovers. Flat 3, Sanders 1,
Come on.
Bierman 3. Okay, so
I
0, 1, or 2.
Thought about 0.
Yeah,
I thought about 0.
Me too. All right, question number 9. Okay, I think you guys are gonna have fun with this one. How many total letters in the last name of the first touchdown scorer of the game? Okay, if nobody scores, then 0 would be the correct answer. Who's going to score the first touchdown?
Wow.
This question's awesome, right? Come on, I'm patting myself on the back.
Oof.
All right.
This is good.
Who's going to score that first touchdown? And do you want to kind of go in the middle, or do you want to? Yeah.
God.
Yeah, this one's tough.
For you.
Clet went 7.
Bierman.
Oh my God.
Sanders 11.
Seriously.
Bierman
quit
7.
Copying me.
I just went straight to JSN.
Bierman's looking at my invisible ink. I know it.
He's got a little decoder
ring
ring on there.
Dude, we're
dialed.
tied. I don't want to be tying you. I want to beat you.
Although if we both tie, does that mean just Bill's got to foot the bill?
No,
that might be a win.
You know what? That is an interesting twist. That is an interesting twist. Yeah, what will happen?
If we tie, we'll have a foot race.
Well, so for these guys, I'm going to be adding an 11th question, which will be a tiebreaker. Only a tie. Like it only counts
we should
between the people that tie. So I will send that to you too. Seriously.
Okay. I think that's a good rule.
Well, at least I'll send it to Pat.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. All right.
I'm such a dick.
No,
help me, Pat. Help me be nicer.
That's deserved.
Help me be nice.
When you're behind by 6 going into the Super Bowl, you deserved all the shade. All right. Question number 10. Last question here, and I thought it'd be fun to do one cross sport.
I love it.
Question
I was hoping you would.
To cap things off. Now, last year, Thomas Dietrich won the Waste Management Open with a total score of -24. Okay, on Sunday, he fired 6 under 65 to propel him to the 7-shot victory over Michael Kim in second. For this final nailed it question of the season, I need to know the difference in the winner of the Waste Management Open total strokes on round 4 on Sunday, and Kenneth Walker III's total rushing yards in the game. Okay.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Okay.
I think there's because you won't know Kenneth Walker's yards, and you won't even know the winner's score yet at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So the winner of the Waste Management Open, their 4th round
strokes
under strokes.
No, so say they shoot a 64.
60.
Yep.
So 74. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is a great question.
Thanks. Yeah, I thought this one would be fun. Okay, so take a second and think about that. and I'm going to throw this in there too, just for the crew. The prop total on Kenneth Walker is 73.5 yards when I checked yesterday. Yeah.
Damn it.
All right. Klett,
Damn it.
24. Sanders, 12. Bierman, 20. Okay. Bierman, you're boxed in a little bit, but that's all right.
No, that's terrible.
It's awesome.
There we go.
It's a great
10 questions to everybody that played all year. Thank you. If you didn't make the Super Bowl edition, next year we'll probably have a similar contest. So we appreciate all you guys playing.
Do better next year.
Do better. Be better. Like me, I need to be better. But have fun with it and go Seahawks.
Try harder.
Bill, that is awesome. Those questions are great. And in all seriousness, dude, it takes a lot of work and effort each week during football season to put those questions together. So
Thanks.
Thank you, buddy. It's so much fun. It really is for me and Pat. And I know for our listeners, I've had many listeners reach out and tell me they love this and they're excited for the finale. So thank you, buddy.
Cool. Love it. Good luck to everybody.
Yes. Guys, it is now time for Hot Takes. That's right. CMN Sports Hot Takes brought to you by Double Take Salsa. Gentlemen, Double Take is not your average salsa. It is craft salsa and hot sauce made with fresh, high-quality ingredients and built on the philosophy of flavor first, heat second. Every jar is packed with bold flavor that keeps you dipping. Then comes the heat that makes you do exactly what that name promises, a double take. If you love salsa or consider yourself an aficionado, you must try this product. Discover why Double Take is the best craft salsa at doubletakesalsa.com, and be sure to check them out on Facebook and Instagram. All right, gentlemen, you know what time it is. Pat?
Hot takes.
Hot take time. Hot take time.
Hot takes time. Guys, you know what I had for dinner tonight? Tacos. And I had the Aces and Eights salsa.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, there you go.
I actually ordered Double Take today. No lie.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
I did. And I had a new one, and I'll just throw this out there for people. Habanada hot sauce. It's got the habanero taste and that like amazing flavor. Not gonna kick you in the teeth like the normal one. I love getting kicked in the teeth, but some people don't like that. My wife doesn't like that. So it's got the flavor, but without, the super heat. Really good. Check it out. Amazing hot sauce. A little extra love for
guys,
Bernie.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Look, how about Joel Damon making a run at Farmers, guys?
Yeah.
Fun to watch. Golf is back. Justin Rose is only getting better as he ages.
Dude, that was crazy. Crazy.
Crazy. I have that in mind too.
Yeah, he never took the foot off the gas. I was impressed.
And you guys know I was talking about this guy all year last year, Ryo Hisatsune.
You loved Ryo.
He was always my dark horse pick. I love my Ryo Hisatsune. Yeah. He's coming on. He's going to be a household name by the end of the season. I think he's only in his 20s.
Yeah.
Early 20s. So he's a young kid. So he could be the next up and comer. And next week is obviously this weekend. It's one of my favorite all-time tournaments.
I love this, dude.
Look,
I should have added that to the list, dude. I should have added that to the list earlier. Go to Waste Management would be.
Oh yeah,
that would be a bucket list for sure.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, it's not only the stadium hole, but it's the par 5 before that and the short drivable par 4 after that. So you got 3 scoreable holes that are gonna can swing the leaderboard so much, and I'm excited for that. And it's such a nice prep for the big game. You know, they hand him the trophy and then it's on to the Super Bowl. So,
dude,
can't wait for Sunday.
I had a buddy. We hosted a Super Bowl party probably 4 or 5 years ago, and a buddy and his wife flew on a private jet there with his company for like the weekend and partied all day on Sunday, like at this thing, and then flew back and but they both walk into our Super Bowl party. They got like after halftime by the time they got there. I have never seen 2 more drunk people in my life than these people did.
What an epic trip.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was like, I'm like, God, I'm so jealous of you right now. Yeah. It was awesome.
That's cool. A lot of Giannis talk with the trade deadline coming with the NBA. T-Wolves are getting a little bit of talk as well. look, I like Giannis. I'm a fan, but I think it's just too much what they're talking about giving away with, like, they were saying 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders, plus a couple key staple players on our team. One of them including Naz Reid, who basically I think Naz Reid's going to play his whole career with the Timberwolves. There's no way the city will let him go. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
But it's just, for me, I feel like these blockbuster trades are so hit or miss, and Giannis is a game changer, but what if he gets here, tears an ACL, and now we don't have any future picks? It's such a gamble. So, and we just crushed the Thunders. I know I said I'd stop watching the Timberwolves about 3 weeks ago. I said I'm done, but then I got lured in again with the Thunder game, and we whooped them. So
They're fun.
I think we don't need him. And but I'm curious to see where he goes and for how much, because I think that trade is definitely happening. They're even talking about Golden State.
That's what I was going to say. It was probably or somebody else, just like
I
thought it was Golden State, but yeah, I agree, Pat.
Golden State was definitely mentioned.
Yeah. But 2 more little things. When I was a kid, the Super Bowl was right after the conference championship, right? This gap week is a killer. Am I right? Am I wrong in that? Because it went from the championships, and then they didn't have that in between week. They just went right to the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl used to be.
Like they've had the
Super Bowl used to always
time.
be on my birthday in the 28th, like around late January. Now it's in that next week into February. I don't think. I mean, maybe I should have looked this up before I even went on a hot take about it, but
they've had the gap week for a pretty long time, though. I mean,
it's been a long time.
I think when you were a kid, you're probably right.
But when I was a kid, I don't think there was. But I mean, get on with it already, right?
Yeah.
I mean, make me wait a week and contemplate switching to basketball, hockey, or golf season.
Tell me about it.
I mean,
dude.
I do like that. It gives the guys time. It gives the guys time to heal and be fully healthy, which is good. But I mean, come on, get on with it already. My last take is I did play in the club championships this weekend. Played a little tennis,
nice.
because I'm not getting any younger. And I did singles this time, and I am getting older and fatter, and it's harder to change directions. But the moral of the story is I can't stop, because I'm, now I have to keep playing and keep fighting against aging and death, which are eventually going to win. But when I know what I'm not going to do, and that is I'm not going to start playing pickleball. So
yeah,
still I had a stretch there where I still had it. I had moments of brilliance, but I will not go play pickleball. I'm going to keep playing tennis.
All right. I had Justin Rose as well. Pat did a good job covering that one, but I just a couple things to add in there. I mean, he's 45, right? He's 45. And they were talking about him pumping drives out there with 180 mile an hour ball speed. Like, this guy is a robot. And he was hitting greens in regulation. He set the record for the tournament, beating Tiger Woods, which was kind of cool. I don't know what it is about Rosie, but I just like him. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems
Bill,
like
I was at the sim. I was at the sim earlier this last weekend with my son, and I was getting 143 ball speed.
And that's probably good.
I mean, I couldn't swing any faster.
Yeah,
I don't know how to swing any faster than that.
I mean, I bet you I wouldn't even. I'd be in the 120s. I don't even know. I'm not even sure, but like 180 miles an hour. Anyway, he was just so impressive from start to finish. So it did make watching it really boring on Sunday. There just was no drama. But I did enjoy Joel Damon. Rio was cool to see. And this week, the Waste Management, I don't know what it is about this tournament, but there's just juice. There's juice. There's a ton of pools you can play or contests you can play. So check those out if you're hearing this or seeing this. We've got some fun ones, and Waste Management's always a blast. The second one, and this is mostly because I was not on with you guys last week, but I cannot go past hot takes without talking about Alex Honnold climbing Taipei 101. That was 90 minutes of excruciating watching of sports. Did you guys cover this at all last week?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it.
So I won't go into depth, except that I was gripping my chair and calling.
Guys, my beer is frozen, and I just opened it, and it's like it's like a volcano.
This is a perfect thing that Pat's bringing up right now. Is this guy is climbing a skyscraper without ropes, and Pat has a frozen beer and this is the problem. Like this guy is on such a different level that it's. I mean,
he's incredible. Bill, I got to ask you this.
Yes.
Maybe you know this, but I asked the other two last week on this. How much do you think he got paid to do that?
It better have been in the tens of millions.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
$500,000.
That's it?
That's it.
What?
That's crazy.
What?
I know.
Oh my
God!
God!
I'm sure he made sponsorships and stuff like that. But
we were talking about that last week. Like he just wore a plain red shirt.
Yeah,
like dude, you could have put any sponsor on there.
You could have put Sammy Sports on there, and we would have given you a free dinner in Vegas.
How cool would that have been? I mean,
dude, we should have thought about that.
The people watching and like waving and had signs and everything, and he's like, "Oh, the Google floor," and
I would have come up to the window and be like,
that's what I'm saying though. If you were the person that he loses focus and falls to his death, that's on you. That's on you, Google. Oh my God. Just seriously, and I'll stop right here. It was the most incredible sporting event I've ever watched in my entire life. I mean, because it's live. He could fall the entire time. Anyway,
I couldn't watch it live.
I can't watch that stuff, dude. I told you.
It was.
We watched that Eric Walenda guy like years ago walk across the tightrope at the Grand Canyon, and my kids and my wife were like, you're never allowed to watch anything. Like that. I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah,
I was a nervous wreck.
Can't do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. I just had to mention it.
Dude,
I mean, you guys know I've talked about Alex Honnold.
Thought about you. I mean, I actually did watch a little bit of the Honnold stuff.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about you the whole time. We were texting, actually. I think.
Yeah, we were texting during it.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, Bierman, how about you? What you got for hot
all right, guys. So my first hot take is actually going to go to the world of tennis. So I know we don't talk much around here, although I will say this is my second tennis hot take in 3 weeks. So maybe this is turning into Bierman's version of soccer. I don't know. We'll see. But I got to give some love to Carlos Alcaraz, who just beat Novak Djokovic in 4 sets. And in the process, became the youngest player in history to complete the career Grand Slam. This was at the Australian Open where he beat Djokovic. He did this event. He got the career Grand Slam at 22 years, 8 months, and 28 days, breaking Rafael Nadal's old record by like a year and a half, which is actually pretty insane. I mean, like that's really impressive. Alcaraz now has 7 career Grand Slam titles, which already puts him tied with John McEnroe. And this name just made me laugh when I saw this name. I never in a million years would have guessed that Mats Wilander had 7 Grand Slam titles.
Wow.
But he does. So anyways, Alcaraz, obviously he's got a long way to go to catch Djokovic's 24, but man, what a start to his career. He looks so good. And
hats off to Djokovic for getting there. I mean, the guy is just defies.
The guy, it was amazing. And his first set, he looked phenomenal from what I understand.
6-2?
I didn't
see
he win
that first set?
Yeah, he won 6-2. But what I heard, he looked like just the old, and but for context, only 3 players in history have reached 20 or more. Djokovic is the all-time leader. Grand Slam titles 24. Nadal has 22. Federer has 20. And then this could be a Be My Guest question, but I do want to ask you guys this. I think you're going to get this. But what American has the most?
Sampras?
Oh,
Pete
yeah,
Sampras.
Pistol Pete. Yeah.
Pete Sampras, who I just always forget about, which is shame on me.
He's solid
because he was so good.
Yeah,
he has 14.
Sampras, Agassi, those are some good years.
Yeah, and actually Agassi had. Sampras
Agassi
has twice as many
too.
as McEnroe. Agassi had like 9, I think. Connors had 8, but yeah, Sampras is 4th all time, and he's the most
last American to win a Grand Slam. Do you guys
know? A Grand Slam or a Grand Slam?
It was in 2001, I believe.
Oh, really?
Michael Chang.
Not the Grand Slam, sorry, but a Grand Slam event. Like a Grand Slam title.
24
Michael
years?
Chang.
either the U.S. Open, Wimbledon, French, or Australian.
I have no idea.
I think it was 2001, and it was Roddick.
Yeah, I was gonna say
US
maybe
Oh,
Roddick,
Andy
but is that
Roddick.
long ago?
It's
Andy
the last
Roddick.
American. That's the last American to win a Grand Slam.
Yeah.
American. I'm sorry,
Wow.
American male.
Yeah,
American male.
that's crazy though. 24 years? Man,
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't see it, but Djokovic took the first set 6-2. Heard he looked phenomenal. And then Alcaraz just flipped the switch, won the next three. Youth eventually caught up to greatness. But yeah, bottom line, Alcaraz, he's clearly the next true superstar in the sport. He's fun to watch. What he's doing at 22 is just great. And it's great for tennis. It's great for tennis. I love tennis. I really do. I don't watch a ton of it, but the big event, I did watch some of the Australian Open before the finals. I just didn't watch the final. And I'll, Wimbledon and all those I watch, and it's cool. It's cool. It just feels like the torch just keeps being passed from like Federer to Nadal to Djokovic to,
Sinner and Alcaraz.
yeah,
are the
like
two
all
now,
those guys,
and-
Alcaraz. Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. It's kind of neat. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, real quick. So I don't talk much about high school basketball, but something just came out that I think is very interesting. So for years, the McDonald's All-American game, has been a barometer, not just to see the names that, are going to be stars in college basketball and the pros, but also to see all those 5 stars who are going to go to the big blue blood programs and refill those coffers. Well, this past week, some news came out that is showing something very different. And I think it's a flavor of where we're headed with college sports. So we just watched Indiana prove to the world what this new era of college sports really looks like. You don't need to be a blue blood anymore. You just need money, good leadership, and the willingness to use both in the right ways. And if you do, things can change really fast. That reality, just take college football, and I think we're about to see that with college basketball. For decades, you had the same recycled script. You had Duke, Kentucky, UNC, Kansas, UConn. You'd get some Michigan State, some Villanova thrown in there as well. But those were the schools that all these 5 stars, all these McDonald's All-Americans were going to every year. Duke was getting 5 every year. Well, guys, not anymore. Listen to this. Out of the 24 players that were just selected for the McDonald's All-Star Game in 2026, 16 are still uncommitted. Okay. That is unheard of. For context, last year, there was 1 uncommitted player at this point. There are 16 right now. Last year, there was 1. 2 years ago, there were 2. So that's weird that 2/3 of the entire roster is kind of sitting in wait and see mode. Elite players are no longer locking themselves into a Duke or a Kentucky by Thanksgiving of their senior year. They're waiting to see who has the NIL money lined up, who's, actually going to be serious about them, and who looks like they're going to be good competitively on the court. And this is just as telling. No single program has more than 2 McDonald's All-Americans committed right now. So there's no super teams. There's no Duke gets 5 stars, which usually is the case. Recruiting's a lot flatter. It's more spread out. It's more open, which is exactly what Indiana did with football. You build infrastructure, you invest your money, you hire the right people, and suddenly you're not just relevant, you are very dangerous. So I don't know. I think it's just very interesting, guys. I think we're going to that. I'm not sure if it's going to be good or bad for the sport in the long run. It's definitely different, and it's probably not good, or at least certainly more challenging if your name is Alabama in football or Duke in basketball, because it's not going to be quite as simple as, hey, I'm Duke over here, come play for me. So just thought that was interesting.
I hear Duke's bringing in a lot of Burger King All-Americans, though. so they'll be okay. The King.
Whoppers.
They're bringing in some Whoppers.
All right, gentlemen. Well, it is now time to get into this week's Stone Cold Lock.
Yo, fatten your wallets, cash those tickets. 9 picks coming and we do not miss it. Stone cold confidence, numbers don't lie. Every lock loaded, it's time to ride from kickoff to the final clock. These are stone cold locks.
This week, gentlemen, will be a supersized version of Stone Cold Locks because we're going to start by breaking down the Super Bowl, making our picks against the spread and with the over-under. But those are just bonus picks. Our real Stone Cold Locks this week will be each of us giving 3 Super Bowl prop bets that we love. So lots of picks coming. Let's get into it. And in case you're wondering, we'll get back to our golf picks next week, by the way. But I am a little bummed that we don't get to make picks for the Waste Management. I thought about that earlier when you were texting us, Pat, but no golf picks today.
How'd we do? I know my Siwoo pick came home last week.
So
Siwoo's up there.
you know what? I gotta look. I know your Siwoo came home. My
long
Finau,
shot didn't.
my
Finau was
dark
one
horse,
away. I
he
watched
was
him.
one
I watched him on
away.
18.
Yes.
I watched him on 18 miss that putt. Otherwise, that was to get in the top
Nice
10.
pick,
I was
though.
laughing.
Dude.
I was like, Bierman.
Dude,
sucked.
Finau was a huge dark horse for me. Yeah, I thought he was going to do it, but oh well. All right, guys. So the line opened at 3.5 points, but immediately went to 4.5, and it has not budged since. I check it every day. The over/under is 45.5. So Pat, let's start with you. How do you tell us a little bit? What do you see happen in this game? Who do you like to win? By how many? And who do you like in the over/under?
Yeah, I got Seattle all the way here. I got an over game. I think it's going to be a shootout. But I think shootout as in maybe 40-20 kind of game.
Wow.
I do. Yeah. So I got the over, I got Seattle, and most of my props reflect that. So all three of my props are going to reflect those.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You think they're just gonna eat them
I
up
just
passing
don't.
wise,
I just
like
think
JSN,
I just
or?
think no. Actually, I think it's with the run game. Even though New England is decent against the run, I feel like they just haven't played enough. They just haven't played enough good teams. They had kind of an easy schedule marching in here. I mean, that game in Denver was just a fluke. They're good. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, they deserve to be here, but they've had an easy path here, whereas Seattle is just starting to look really, really good. And it's going to be hard to stop, I think, that offense. And yeah, so I see it as a blowout.
All right, so your prediction, I am going to ask for your actual score. So you said 40-20? Is that what you're
Well, I said something in the 40s to something in the 20s. So let's go with 45-23.
45-23. All right.
That's going to be entertaining.
Big points. A lot of points.
All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. What about you, Bill?
Well, I mean, everybody knows I'm going to take the Seahawks. That was
shocking.
Yeah, not a shock. But here's why. I really think that typically I'm pretty good at breaking apart my homerism from actual analysis of my teams that I watch and know better than anybody. I mean, I don't know them better than anybody. I mean, I know the Seahawks better than I know the Patriots. I know the Seahawks better than the other teams in the NFL, I should have said. So they're the better team in all 3 phases. This is the best scoring defense in the NFL. And New England has played a couple of good defenses of late. But in Denver, that was a weird game. The weather was just insane. But I just can't see in my mind's eye New England scoring more than 17 points. I just can't see it. And so if that's the case, the Seahawks win this thing by double digits. I love their special teams. I love the offense. Sam Darnold had his best game as a Seahawk in their last game. Oblique injury seems to be getting better. I just think the Seahawks just roll. I do have the under though, so I see that a little different than Pat. I have the Seahawks winning 28-17, Eric.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
That's my pick.
Awesome. Yeah, guys, I have not been sold, as you know, on either of these teams all year long. I've doubted both. I haven't picked any of them. I did pick the Pats last week, but that was really more because of Stidham than anything else. But the Seahawks, I have not picked one time all year. My best bets is always against them. I have doubted this team, but I am finally starting to see the light. I'm starting to see what Bill has been barking about all season. The Seahawks team is really, really good. And I'm beginning to think Darnold isn't going to Darnold. JSN might be one of the 5 best receivers in the league already. And Kenneth Walker looks like a new back now that he's not sharing the backfield with Charbonnet. He looks rejuvenated. He looks so good. And then, of course, I haven't even talked about their defense yet, which is just so good. And they're the Patriots, who, guys, you mentioned this, Pat. They're not good. They're not very good. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the Super Bowl, but now they have won every road game they've played this year. So I think that's important to recognize. But not to sound like a broken record, but they had one win all regular season. One against a team that finished with a winning record, and that was the Bills in early October. Now, they have won 3 straight playoff games, all against teams with winning records. But listen to this playoff path, guys. I'm not sure there's ever been an easier playoff path to the Super Bowl. I'm sure there has been, but this has got to be up there. The LA Chargers, who were 11-6, squeaked in as a number 7 seed. They managed 3 points in that game. Then it was the Texans, who have a great D, but come on, CJ Stroud has been a turnover machine in the playoffs. 4 interceptions in that game. And then they went to Denver and beat a good team on paper, but they did it with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback, not Bo Nix. And they won
in a snow game.
Yeah.
And they won by 3, albeit in a blizzard, but yeah. So, and then guys, everyone talks about Drake May and the MVP conversation, and he did have a nice regular season. But listen to these postseason stats. 58.8% completion. The league average is 65%. Anything under 60% is terrible. He's 58.8% in the playoffs. 178 yards per game passing. Less than 180 yards per passing in the playoffs. Are you kidding me? 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not good. 84.0 passer rating. I mean, that's terrible. Anything under 90 is unacceptable, frankly. And he's been sacked 15 times this postseason. 15 times. 5 each game. I know that is not all on him, but boy, Seattle is going to be teeing off on him, in my opinion. Now, I do think he's going to get some lanes and he's going to run, but the other thing I do want to say this, as much as we rave about Seattle's D, and they've been great, the Patriots actually have had a better rated defense when looking at total yards allowed per game. In fact, the Pats are number 2 in the league. They only give up 282 per game. Seattle's 7th at 293. They also have a slightly better pass defense than Seattle, too. Both are top 11, but, New England is better than Seattle. Seattle's is better a rush defense by 1 slot. But, New England is a very good defense. Very good, statistically. The issue of that is, like I said, much of that's come from playing not all that great team. So, I say all that to set up this. New England has no chance in this game. No chance. Unfortunately for fans who like close games, this will be a blowout. 31-13, and that also takes me to the under, Bill. You're brilliant. Guys, these are really 2 really good defenses. May has not been good, and I do think these defenses are going to cause some turnovers, and that's why I went with 3 turnovers. And I nailed it, guys. And I think that'll give some decent field position, but I still think points are gonna be slow to come by. So
yeah. I
So,
like both of your guys' picks.
Bill, congratulations, dude. Seattle. Hey, when is the parade? The Super Bowl parade.
Yeah.
I think you
knock it off my bucket
early,
list.
right?
I know.
Yeah.
The whole city is just so ready for it, but you guys know that when everyone thinks that it's going to happen one way, that's when our sports fandom
Hey,
can
do me a
crashing
favor.
down.
Do me a favor.
For sure.
Send Mike McDonald a text or an email. Hand the ball off to Kenneth
please.
Walker at the
Hand it to
hand
Kenneth.
the ball off.
I could not agree more. Absolutely. Please. Dude,
I could tell you this. You could bet $1 million if it's comes down to 4th and goal, 4th and 1 or whatever.
Can you
at the end
imagine?
of
They
the
are
game,
running that
they
ball.
are running that ball no matter what.
Yep.
Can you imagine if it comes down to that at
Oh,
the end
that'd
of this
be
game?
yeah.
I mean, what Seattle is going to be feeling collectively in that moment. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be fun,
Oh
but I
man.
like
All
both
right,
your
guys.
picks. I like
Yeah,
both your
it's gonna
picks.
be fun. It's gonna be fun. Well, guys, now let's get into our favorite prop bets for the Super Bowl. I love the Super Bowl for so many reasons, but one of them is the props. So we'll do this like we normally do, one at a time. Pat, you'll start us off. Give us your first one. We'll go around the horn, and then we'll come back to you. So what do you got, Pat?
Yeah, well, I went Seattle is a run first team, and I expect them to have a lead. So give me Kenneth Walker a tons. No Charbonnet, 73 and a half yards. I'm taking the over. A lot of people I've heard chatter are taking the under on this. I actually feel like they get a lead. They're just going to lean on him. And he looked so good. He looked so strong last time I watched.
Yeah.
In that
the line has
game.
really been playing well.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I like that.
I think I'd lean that direction too if I had money on it. So my two props, I know we're doing one at a time, but my two props kind of go hand in hand, my first two. So I love Drake May over 19 and a half completions. And it's for a lot of reasons, but Eric highlighted this. Their line has been struggling to keep him clean, to keep him upright. And Josh McDaniel is going to have quick throws. He's going to try to, get Drake confidence early. And no one runs the ball in the Seahawks. No one. 27 straight games, they have not allowed a 100-yard rusher. That's not changing on Sunday. So he's going to have to throw, and they're going to be behind. I mean, I think that they'll be behind. So I think that he's going to hit these little dink and dunks. He's going to try to keep the pressure off of them. The Seahawks don't rush more than 4 very often. They love to drop 7 into coverage with those freakish athletes. I just see him having the opportunity to hit Hunter Henry, hit Booty, hit Diggs. I think he goes for over 19 and a half completions.
Yeah, Diggs had at one point against Denver. I think Diggs had like 5 catches for 9 yards or something like that. It was something crazy. Just little dink and dunks. Good call, Bill. I like that. Good analysis too. That's only the stuff you get on Sandman Sports.
I love it. I
love it. Yeah. Well, you know what else you get on Sandman Sports? I'm giving you 2 props for the price of one on my first one.
1A, 1B. Here we go.
So here we go. Breaking the rules again.
Both are going to show love to JSN, who I talked about last week. And I just love this guy, man. I really like JSN at plus 550 to win the MVP. I could see him having another day at just 150 plus receiving yards, couple touchdowns, and Darnold throws for 220, 2 touchdowns, maybe an INT or 2. I don't know. I just, at those odds, I think this guy is so special and I like it. But here's the one I even like more because of the odds. Okay. If you're feeling really squirrely, throw a few on JSN to break the Super Bowl record receiving yards at 216 or more.
Oh, wow.
Okay. 216 or more. Yeah, but here's the odds. Plus 3,000. Plus 3,000, dude. I just,
he can do it.
I don't know. I like
good.
it at those numbers. It just feels like a trivia question to me 30 years from now when JSN's in the Hall of Fame and someone asks, who was his quarterback when he broke the all-time Super Bowl receiving yards record? And everyone's going to be like, Sam who? Who? Sam who? Like, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I
love both those.
Man, tough to get the MVP out of a quarterback's hands. That's the only problem.
It is. Yeah.
But here's mine.
But neither one of these I don't know. The Patriots aren't winning it. So it's really Darnold. And Darnold just, again, I don't see him being like a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I mean,
if he plays like he did against the Rams.
that segues into mine,
Yeah.
which I actually have JSN under 93.5 receiving yards.
Okay.
And the reason is this: they're going to have Christian Gonzalez on him probably the whole game, and he's good. He's got length. He can cover. So I feel like because of that, they might just kind of look other places,
Interesting.
and once they get ahead, they're probably just going to run the rock. So why? Once it's out of reach, they might just sit on it and run clock. So that was my reason for going under
Okay.
93.5 on JSN. As much as I love him, that guy is incredible. That guy's unbelievable, super jukey. He's got like you saw that one-handed catch where it just sticks to his glove,
crazy.
like he's got stickum.
Crazy.
It's but I went with the under on that.
I love it. I hope he blows that out of the water, but it wouldn't surprise me either. I mean, think back 2 games ago in the playoffs, he had like 1 catch, 2 catches, whatever it was. But it was because of what you said, Pat. They just spread the ball around other places. They ran the ball a ton. They got ahead. They just took the air out of the ball, and he didn't have to go crazy. So that could totally be true. I said that my first 2 would tie together, and my first one was Drake May, bunch of little completions. My second one is Drake May under 38.5 rushing yards. I just don't see them trying. I don't think they're doing a lot of designed runs with Drake May. He's kind of in the pocket and he'll scramble when he's got the opportunity. If you guys haven't seen this Nick Eman-Wari guy, he might murder Drake May on Sunday. He is lightning fast and giant. And I mean, he's going to be all over that guy. So I just see them, the weapons that New England has, I don't see them stretching the field a ton. I think Seattle's front 4 is going to get pressure. I just don't see Drake May opening up. He might have 1 long run or something like that, but I think he's going to be getting rid of the ball so quick. I don't see him rushing a ton.
Interesting.
So that's my second one. Under 38.5.
That all makes sense. So I'm going to the Patriots side for this one, and I actually it goes a little counter to I think what one of you two was saying. I actually like Travion Henderson rushing yards over 18.5.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now, I mean,
That's
he's only had 4 games all season where he tallied less than that number. And now I do realize he only had 3 carries, guys, in the AFC Championship game. And Vrabel just right now seems to prefer Stevenson, especially for pass blocking. Like he just trusts Ramondre more. He just does. And so you are seeing Henderson kind of phased out a little bit more, which makes me nervous. But Henderson is just more explosive. He's going to still have some carries, and I just feel like he's going to pop one. Not like 50 yards, but I think he can get 18.5. I do think they're going to get down, and you're right. They're going to start having to pass. But every once in a while, they might do a draw just to mix it up. He might be in there. I think they're going to stop Ramondre. Like, I think Seattle's rush defense is so good. And I think Vrabel's going to be like, we got to mix this up. We got to put somebody explosive in there to see. And I think Henderson's actually going to get more carries than he has. And I think he's going to get more than 18.5 yards. So,
yeah, that was low.
And if you're feeling really confident and you want to jump it up to 30 plus, odds go up to plus 213 at that point. And I kind of like that one too.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
You might as well go there if you're going to go over.
Yeah.
You might as well do that. Look, my third one, I went Drake May over 30.5 passes. Kind of ties into what Bill was saying. Bill's analysis earlier with the short little quick hitters is all the analysis I need on this. And, if they're down, he's going to have to pass. So I went over 30.5 pass attempts for the game.
Yeah, I like that. I looked at that one too. Both your guys' last 2 I kind of had in my honorables, I guess. But I really like Sam Darnold to go over 19 completions as well. So over 19.5 completions. He's completed 20 plus in 5 of the last 7. One of those that he missed, he had hurt his oblique against the Niners. You guys saw he was absolutely on fire against the Rams, just throwing seeds all over the place. And the Patriots are solid against the run. So I really see them moving Sam around a little bit, getting him out of the pocket, setting up those easy throws to JSN and to Cup. And I see him getting that low 20s completions because they may not need a ton more than that if they are able to get ahead. But I think Sam gets over 20.
Like it. Guys, this one is so interesting. I don't ever recall seeing this prop before, but I like it. So, and I'm sure they've had it every year, but I've never seen it. Over under minutes that the Patriots will be leading this game. Okay. So it is set
Okay.
at it is set at 18.5, leading the game, not tied. Like they have to be leading the game for 18.5 minutes. I really like the under for that. I just do not see the Pats leading this game very much, if at all, frankly. So I love that one. And, conversely, you could also go with the Seahawks over 29.5 minutes of leading. But you just never know with ties and stuff. I don't know. I really like the under.
If you ever find me gambling on things like that absurd, like you can bet how long that national anthem's going to take, like over under 2 minutes and 19 seconds, or like what Bad Bunny's first song choice is going to be. Like they're keeping it tight to the vest, like in his like practice sessions, like they. Because there's a market for what song he's going to choose first. Yeah. If you ever catch me betting on that stuff, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. Real quick, also bonus props. I also like first drive to end in punt for Pats at -105, and for Seahawks at +128. The games typically start slow. They're conservative. Both really good defenses, so I think both could end up in punts. So why not?
Yeah,
I like those odds.
I like the punt.
Yeah. All right, sirs. Well, we have reached this week's top 5, and it is all about Super Bowls. So let's get into this week's top 5.
Sports, pop culture, and everything right. Don't like our list, make your own tonight. Buckle up, it's time for the top 5.
This week, we're going to rank our favorite or most memorable Super Bowls of all time, but with a little twist on this one, because there likely would be some duplications if we all did the same. And we want all the eras represented, guys. The Super Bowls, there's been 60 of them. We want all the eras to be represented. So we're going to take 20-ish Super Bowls for each of us. So my top 5 will be the most memorable or my favorite from the first 20 Super Bowls. Bill is going to go from Super Bowl 21 through 40, and Pat is going to go from Super Bowl 41 up to the present day. And these can be, you can use whatever criteria you want. Close games, down to the wire, overtime, great individual performances, or just memorable for any other reason that you want to share. So Pat, you are
by the
Super
way,
Bowl
thank
41.
you so much for giving me Super Bowl 40. Like the Super Bowls that I can remember. That's
that was.
that,
I feel like you got
means a lot
lucky.
to me.
Eric had the hardest bucket. No doubt.
Eric had the hardest.
Doubt.
Like what were we like 2 years old?
Yeah.
No, my so my number 5, it was fun researching and going back and watching like
I did actually.
I'd watch like a 15-minute synopsis of the game and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, I forgot that happened. So, but I haven't. Yeah. So my number 5, I went with Super Bowl 49, 2015, New England, Seattle.
Painful.
This is the Richard Sherman, Bobby Wagner, Camp Chancellor. Such a good defense. Patriots down 10 in the fourth quarter, but Edelman and Gronk. Oh man, that was prime Edelman and Gronk. They came back to take the lead, but there's still time. Circus catch by Jermaine Kearse that gets them down inside the 10. A couple beast mode runs, and this thing should be over, right?
How about one beast mode run?
Malcolm Butler gets a gift. Oh, that was a game, and you'll see a theme with all mine. They're all good games. I mean, there's no blowouts in here.
I thought they were all Seahawks losses.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was my number 5, and I know that's a sore spot for you, Bill.
Right.
But
that's right. We're hoping to erase that.
That was a good game to watch. My number 4 is Super Bowl 51, 2017, New England, Atlanta. 2 minutes left in the third. All you ever have to say to anyone from Atlanta is 28-3. And they will probably know and punch you in the face. So many things have to go right. So many things have to go right for that comeback to happen. Okay. You got that Edelman catch in traffic where it bounces around and almost hits the ground and he catches it. That was a huge catch. That was like a catch, like the David Tyree catch. Like that was an unbelievable catch at the most unbelievable time. So you got that. You got 2 2-point conversions. An offensive coordinator for the Falcons who thinks, hey, this is a great time being up this much to roll Matt Ryan out and a deep bomb, and then he gets sacked and fumbles and turns it over. And I mean, terrible play call for the time. No reason. But it's not top 3 because other than the Edelman catch, and there was a beautiful Julio Jones catch in that game as well, there weren't a ton of explosive, beautiful plays, just a severe collapse and a methodical pick away little by little comeback. So that's why it's my number 4, not number 1, even though it is the greatest comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just kind of, it wasn't back and forth action. It was just all of a sudden like, oh my God, they're actually going to come back. So
crazy. Yeah. Well, for my number 5, and I'm just saying this right now.
So Bill is Super Bowl 21 through 40.
Yep.
Guys.
Thank you.
Or 21 through 40. Yeah.
And there will be no Cowboys Super Bowls
Whoa.
on my list. No
Really?
Cowboys Super Bowls. And I say sorry, Nate Blackson. Sorry, any Cowboys fans out there.
I got one on mine.
Okay,
Nate,
good.
don't worry.
So Eric will take care of you. So I went with Super Bowl 32, classic won by the Denver Broncos over the Green Bay Packers, 31-24.
Oh, that was a good one.
37-year-old John Elway finally wins one. You guys will probably remember third quarter, that crazy helicopter play that he dives and gets spun around. They beat Brett Favre
Davis.
and Mike Holmgren. And
Terrell
Davis.
The Packers won it the year before, right?
Yeah.
Was that the year before?
Was it the year before or
maybe 2 years before, and they were trying to go back to back?
When Desmond was the MVP, I think it was the year before.
Yeah, year before. Because my number 4, good segue, Pat. Number 4 is the next year, and that was, I'm just giving John Elway the nod again because
the Broncos against Falcons.
He goes back to back with the and walks it off. His last victory or his last game, walks into the sunset. Super Bowl 33. 34-19 over the Falcons. And I think it was Chris Chandler, maybe? Chris Chandler at quarterback? Dan Reeves.
Chris Chandler.
Yeah, Dan Reeves.
Right.
Chris Chandler, Huskies. So anyway, I went John Elway, not a huge Elway guy or anything, but I went 5 and 4. Gave him some love.
Wow. Love it.
What do you got?
I'm gonna start with Super Bowl 7. Played on January 14th, 1973 at the LA Coliseum between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Redskins. Final score was Miami 14, Washington 7. And this one is mostly famous for being the Dolphins' final win in their undefeated 17-0 season, a feat still never surpassed. Not only did it cap the only perfect season in modern NFL history, but this was the Dolphins' first Super Bowl win and the first major pro championship ever won by a Florida team. 14-7 final score remains the second lowest scoring Super Bowl ever. The game itself was nowhere near as close as the score indicated. It was 14-0 deep in the second half. Redskins scored with 2 minutes left on one of the most famous box plays ever. You guys have probably seen this, but kicker Garo Yepremian was attempting a field goal to put the Dolphins up 17-0. The ball was snapped poorly. He picks it up, tries to throw a pass, but he basically throws it like a kicker would throw it. Ball slips out of his hand. It proves why kickers aren't really athletes. The Redskins pick the ball up and run it all the way back for touchdown. And they didn't get the onside kick, which they needed at that point because there was like 2 minutes left, honestly, in the game. But safety Jake Scott won the MVP with 2 interceptions, becoming only the second defensive Super Bowl MVP up to that point. A few other quick, interesting tidbits. Guys, the Dolphins were underdogs in this game, despite being undefeated.
Wow.
They skipped visiting the White House after the win because Watergate was going on.
Wow.
They finally went in 2013, all the living members. And this was the warmest Super Bowl ever. It was played at 84
Wow.
degrees. Yeah. All right, my number 4.
Good
This
one.
is definitely the biggest blowout on the list, but it makes it for a few reasons. Super Bowl 20, where the Bears won 46-10 over the Patriots. It was played Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, January 26, 1986. Not a close game, but the Bears got their first and only Super Bowl ring. Super Bowl Shuffle was huge that year. Everyone knew Refrigerator Perry. Jim McMahon was sporting his sunglasses, and Bears Mania was basically sweeping the nation. Ditka was head coach. Buddy Ryan's D, quite possibly the greatest defense to ever set foot on the gridiron. I just remember watching this game as a kid with my dad, thinking how boring it was, but also realizing how awesome this Bears team was. I mean, really one of the best, primarily because of their defense, but I mean, they truly are one of the best. Only thing that sucked was Refrigerator got a touchdown, but Sweetness, Walter Payton did not. In his only Super Bowl. And Ditka to this day says not having Payton score in that Super Bowl is one of his biggest coaching regrets.
It was cool watching Perry go in, though.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of a big deal. That was huge.
No, it was. Patriots actually scored first, 3-0. Then the Bears said, screw you. Pats had negative yards at halftime. They finished with just 123 total yards.
Steve Grogan.
Yeah. No, it was Tony Eason.
Tony Eason. Oh, it wasn't
Tony
Grogan?
Eason. No. He might have been on it, but Tony Eason was the starter. Patriots committed 6 turnovers. Fittingly, a Bears defensive player won the MVP. Richard Dent took the honors.
Oh, yeah.
And, guys, just icing on the cake, Red Cashin. Do you guys know Red Cashin?
Yeah.
The famous first down. He was the head referee for the game.
Nice.
So, perfect Super Bowl for my number 4.
I think that was the same week the Challenger blew up. That was an interesting week for me in third grade.
You know what? I think you're right. Yeah, I think you're right.
That was an interesting week. But that was when I first started watching sports, really. I mean, like third grade. That was when I first kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my number 3, let's fast forward a little bit to another New England Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl 42.
Steve Grogan.
Steve Grogan. No, I don't know why I was saying Steve Grogan. I felt like
no, he was on. I think he was
wasn't?
on the team.
Oh,
no, I know Tony Eason was the starting quarterback.
Yeah, now that you say that, I know. Yeah, Tony Eason sounds right. Anyway, so you got New York Giants, New England, 2008. I love the Manning to Burris, Plaxico Burris connection. That was so sweet.
That was good, yeah.
This was the game where the Giants were trailing late, 14-10. And Manning avoids a sack and heaves it downfield to David Tyree, and he's able to
one of the most incredible plays
against his helmet and make the catch. The Patriots that season had not lost a game, by the way. And I watched these two teams at a hotel in Mexico weeks earlier in week 17, where it was a shootout, and they beat the New England beat the Giants in that game like 37-34 or something. To go undefeated in the regular season. Randy Moss went off that game. It was great. And it looked like nothing was going to stop him. And then here comes Eli Manning, Plaxico Burris, Jacobs, running back. I mean, it was I think if the final was 17-14, so it was fairly low scoring. But just for that David Tyree catch, that's why it's number 3 for me. Number 2, real quick,
because Steve Grogan minds want to know.
Steve Grogan.
Grogan, by the way, was on that team. No, he was on the team, he was on the team, and he actually went 5-1 that year as a starter. But he did not start Super Bowl. But guys, this is fascinating to me. So Grogan, he played a long time, and I always think of him favorable, not like Hall of Fame, but he really did not have great stats. He threw 182 touchdowns, 208 interceptions.
Oh, wow.
Okay. But this is really impressive, dude. I know I just set it up, but how many rushing touchdowns do you think he had?
0?
1.
35.
Whoa, no
Shut
way.
up.
I remember
Dude,
thinking
that
he
is
was
just
a statue back there.
35
Wow.
rushing touchdowns.
That's got to
He
be a
had
misprint.
2,176 rushing yards. So the guy,
Wow.
like, I mean,
He was Cam Newton before Cam Newton.
I mean, dude,
That's crazy.
No, his passer rating was terrible. It was under 70. You know, he was bad, but apparently he was a good rusher.
Yeah.
So.
Athlete.
All right,
my
sorry.
number-
Go ahead, Pat.
That's right. I interrupted with Steve Grogan. That's how it all started. Number 2, I went with Super Bowl 47, 2013, Baltimore against San Fran. This is the Harbaugh Brothers Bowl. All right. You got Vernon Davis, Michael Crabtree, and Kaepernick versus Flacco and Anquan Bolden coming back 2 years in a row. One for Arizona the year before, and then went over. Yep, love Anquan Bolden. He's so good.
Dude, he's one of my. Love him.
Look, all momentum with Baltimore. Jacoby Jones kickoff return to start the second half. They go up 28-6, and then the lights go out in the stadium. Oh man, 35-minute delay. Totally swayed the momentum back to San Fran,
I forgot
along
that.
with a Ray Rice fumble. Right,
Some
they were
weird
a
stuff happens
2-point
at Super Bowl.
conversion away from tying it at 31. This is in New Orleans, so there, there's some voodoo going on, and some black magic, right? Some voodoo, or what do they have down in New Orleans? The I don't know.
I think you hit it.
Shut up.
Black magic?
Yeah.
Black magic?
All right.
Voodoo?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think
you had it.
Whatever. I thought there was a different name for it, though. There's like a different name for it. Whatever.
No,
there's
not.
So anyway, it comes down to they have 1st and goal, and they can't convert. A slightly controversial no call versus Crabtree in the end zone decided it. They didn't call pass interference.
Wow.
And it seemed blatant. And that was it. That's how Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
By the way, Joe Flacco, I saw last week I went nuts on Shedeur Sanders being named a Pro Bowler.
That's right.
Because
what?
No sense. Joe Flacco was just named a Pro Bowler. Now, I've not vetted this, but I read this. So I read it is the first time in his career he's ever been voted the Pro Bowl. Isn't that crazy?
That is a little crazy. Guy can sling it.
I like me some Flacco.
I love Flacco. Yeah. All right, Bill, what do you got?
All right. So my number 3, Super Bowl 40. It was incredible, mostly because it was my favorite franchise's first trip to the Super Bowl. Seahawks versus Steelers. Unfortunately,
Pittsburgh. Steel curtain.
Unfortunately, the NFL really wanted Jim Cowher and Jerome Bettis to win a Super Bowl. And they instructed the referees to make every single call against the Seahawks throughout the entire game. And before you say this is sour grapes, look at this. Listen to this, I should say. Big Ben, 9 for 21 for 123 yards. That was your starting quarterback for the Steelers. Jerome Bettis, 14 rushes for 43 yards. Okay. But Bill Levy, who later admitted in his life that it was his crew having their worst day. And I just want to read this real quick. Okay. So this is not just sour grapes, Seattle fan. It was a tough thing for me. I kicked 2 calls in the 4th quarter. I impacted the game. And as an official, you never want to do that. It left me with a lot of sleepless nights, and I think about it constantly. I'll go to my grave wishing that I'd been better. I know that I did my best at that time, but it wasn't good enough. When we make mistakes, you got to step up and own them. It's something that all officials have to deal with, but unfortunately, when you have to deal with it in the Super Bowl, it's difficult. Okay. It still just pains me to this day. Bill Levy was the head of the officials.
But who is on that Seattle team? Like, give me some names.
I'm going to tell you a couple examples. So
Hasselbeck, right?
Yeah, Hasselbeck was the quarterback.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, Sean Alexander, running back.
Yeah.
Daryl Jackson, receiver. He got called for an OPI on a touchdown catch. Terrible call. Sean Locklear, left tackle, right tackle, whatever he was. Holding call, deep completion from Hasselbeck, completely swung the game. And then the coup de grace was Hasselbeck throwing a pick and then get called for a block below the waist on the interception return. How do you block below the waist when you're trying to tackle somebody? I mean, it was ridiculous. And so that moved the ball up a little bit, and then they ran a really nice play. You guys remember Antoine Randall? They ran a really nice play. He ended up throwing like a bomb down on a backup safety for the Seahawks. Anyway, it just still pains me to this day that the better team did not win that day. The Seahawks lost 21-10, and that game was absolutely ripped from their hands by horrible officiating throughout the day. Anyway, so Sour Grapes, that was my number 3. Number 2, I'll make this one quick. Super Bowl 31, Green Bay. It was their first Super Bowl title since Super Bowl II in 1968. It capped 13 straight NFC victories. Do you guys remember that? I mean, I had forgot that there was a
I do.
13 straight NFC victories.
I know.
Brett Favre and Mike Holmgren got their first Super Bowls, so I give them props. That's my number 2.
Yeah,
nice.
That was the Desmond Howard MVP.
That was the Desmond Howard MVP.
I was at college in Wisconsin during that time, and it was a party.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
cheeseheads were going nuts.
Cheeseheads were loving it.
Yeah.
Guys, for my number 3, I'm going to Super Bowl 16, where the 49ers beat the Bengals 26-21. Not picking this one because of homerism or because of the Bengals. I mean, they did lose, but I was still a decade away from ever setting foot in Cincinnati. I was only 8 years old at the time. But this was the first year the Bengals changed their helmets to the stripes. And as a kid, I saw it. I thought this was so cool. So I literally had been rooting for them all season long. And the Super Bowl was held in Detroit at the Silverdome, where I lived at the time. So there was a lot of hype, and everybody was into the Super Bowl. It was also one of only 2 one-score games, Super Bowl games, in the 1980s.
Yeah.
So it was close and compelling. And it was the beginning of the 49ers dynasty there, and Montana and Walsh's first ring. A few other tidbits. First ever Super Bowl in a cold weather city. It was played indoors, but it was still cold weather city. Bengals actually had more total yards by almost 100. And it was the first Super Bowl where the losing team outgained the winner in yards. Now, there have been a couple since then, including the Saints when they beat the Colts. But Cincinnati committed 4 turnovers. San Francisco only 1. The Niners scored 20 of 26 points off those turnovers. The Bengals did score 21 points in the second half. They tried to come back, but they couldn't get the onside kick. And Montana won the MVP. Didn't have really great stats, pretty modest stats, actually, only 157 passing yards and 1 passing touchdown. And possibly most important, guys.
That's an MVP stat, 150 and a touchdown.
Yeah, and Dan Ross of the Bengals was the tight end for the Bengals. 11 catches, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Still a tight end Super Bowl record.
Wow.
He, obviously he would have won it had they won. But this was the first Super Bowl broadcast with John Madden. So some history there. And then go ahead.
What year did you say?
That was 1980. It was 82, I think. It was January of 1982. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that the game that Tim Krumrie broke his leg?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
That's what I remember that being like.
No.
That was later.
Krumrie was the 88 one. Krumrie was the 88 one. Yeah. Whew. Sorry. Yeah. That was the other 49er one.
Got it.
Yeah. That was terrible. All right, for my number 2, guys, this could have made number 1 just because of how important it was, but I'm going with Super Bowl 3, where the New York Jets beat the Baltimore Colts 16-7, Orange Bowl in Miami on January 12th, 1969. January 12th was the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. And no, I was not a lot for this one, but it's certainly one of the most important Super Bowls ever. It helps set the stage for so many things. Guys, I think most people know this by now, but prior to this, the NFC or the old NFL was viewed as the far superior league. These 2 leagues, the AFL and NFL and AFL, had just merged a couple years earlier, and the NFL NFC was definitely seen as the far superior league. They had won the first 2 Super Bowls. New York Jets come in. I knew they were underdogs. Everybody knew they were underdogs. 18-point underdogs. I had no idea they were 18-point underdogs. 18-point underdogs. And, of course, the most famous sports prediction / guarantee of all time, Joe Namath. And, they're common now, but back then they weren't. And the flashy, charismatic Namath guaranteed his team. The media laughed at him, and they backed it up. And that's how legends are made. The game itself wasn't all that great. It was 0-0 after the first quarter, 7-0 Jets at halftime, and eventually 16-0, and then the Colts got away touchdown. But this game put the Super Bowl on the map and really helped to make it a true American spectacle. Biggest upset in Super Bowl history. First time the term Super Bowl was officially used. Namath was the MVP. He didn't have great stats either, 206 yards and no touchdowns, but he was the MVP, and just such an important game to the sport. And it was the last time the Jets made a Super Bowl. Guys, this game was held January 12th, 1969. Last time the Jets made a Super Bowl. Nice. Good job, Jets.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
Interesting you said for my number one, I actually have Madden and Michaels on the call, and I believe this might have been Madden's last one. It was Super Bowl 43, 2009, Pittsburgh versus Arizona. All right.
Great game.
Oh, so good. I mean, you had Roethlisberger has a great connection with Heath Miller, his tight end, for a lot of the game, but it was Santonio Holmes with the toe tap at the end.
Oh,
I remember picking Arizona for like a playoff pick'em league and needing them to win, and cash big money. So this one hurt a little because I was all over Arizona. But the play of the Super Bowl was James Harrison, 100-yard interception return for a touchdown as time expired in the second quarter.
Dude,
I mean,
crazy.
The Cardinals had the ball.
Hey, guess who had the
the
winning squares for the end of the second quarter?
You did.
Classic.
Dude, I saw that happening I was like, oh,
in real time.
My God. Like it was, it's crazy.
Well, the fact that, so they're about to score. Arizona's about to score. It's a 100-yard return. And the time has expired in the second half. So if he doesn't lunge across the goal line, it's just an interception that prevents him from setting. So this is like a 14-point swing,
that was
right?
Play of the game.
Huge.
Yeah.
I loved Anquan Bolden and Larry Fitzgerald, right? Arizona was down 20-7 midway through the fourth. Then you got a TD throw to Fitz, and then a holding penalty on Pittsburgh in the end zone for a safety, gives the ball back to Arizona, and then Fitzgerald again splits the safeties for like a 50-yard touchdown, right? So then Arizona's got the lead at this point, and you're thinking, no way, what a comeback. But then down 20-23 with like 2 minutes left, Roethlisberger to Santonio Holmes a couple times down the field, and then finally that. I mean, they were vibing, bro. They were vibing. That's what the kids say. They were vibing. And it was just a thread the needle, toe tap catch. Brilliant. But a great game. Like a good that James Harrison touchdown was so funny to watch that guy, big number 92, rumbling down the field.
And right on the sideline. I remember too, just just crazy. What a play. My number one was Super Bowl 22, and I went with Doug Williams here, powering the Redskins to the win. And obviously
in
the
Minnesota.
games. It was? Okay. I didn't remember. I didn't realize that. But there's a couple things that I forgot about this.
Timmy Smith,
huge game. Strike
short. Maybe that wasn't the one in Minnesota.
I didn't remember. I don't think in my notes I have where it was played, but the strike shortened season of 1987, and I'd forgot that.
The replacement season.
Yeah, because remember the Scabs, all the Scabs playing and all that. Doug Williams 0-2 as a starter during the regular season, but then led the Skins to 2 playoff victories. And then obviously I thought I'm going to put this as my number one because this is amazing, guys. 1987 we're talking about here. He became the first African-American quarterback to ever start a Super Bowl. That is astonishing. So good for him. Redskins won 42-10. Wasn't close. Anyway, that was my number one, and mostly just I'm giving the shout out to Doug. Kudos, man.
Congrats to Doug Williams. Amazing. performance. Not a very good Super Bowl, but yeah.
No.
And Timmy Smith had
205
I think, rushing yards
or
Yeah,
something.
205,
216. Yeah.
And
It's
Denver scored
crazy.
the first 10 points. And
Yeah,
then they
I know.
Redskins rattled
And
off
then
42 in a row. Just crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right, for my number one, we're going to go back to Super Bowl 13, played between the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, January 21st, 1979, in Miami at the Orange Bowl. Pittsburgh won 35-31. This was the last Super Bowl ever played at the Orange Bowl. It was the first rematch in Super Bowl history, as these two teams had met 3 years earlier in Super Bowl 10. Both teams entered the game trying to become the first ever 3-time Super Bowl champs, and it is considered by many as one of the greatest Super Bowls ever. The game featured 26 future Hall of Famers, guys. Now that
Wow.
includes coaches and front office people, but that's crazy. I think of that number, 17 were players. I mean,
Wow.
that's crazy to me. Bradshaw was named MVP. He actually had one of his best games ever. He went 17 for 30, 318 yards, 4 TDs. He set Super Bowl records at the time for most passing yards and most touchdown passes. One of the most famous drops in football history happened in the third quarter. Cowboys tight end Jackie Smith, wide open. I mean, you guys have seen it a million times. Wide open the end zone, ball went through his hands, caused them to settle for a field goal instead of a touchdown. And they lost by 4 points, by the way. And guys, this might be my favorite part of the whole freaking thing, dude. There was a little trash talk in this game. So before the game, Cowboys linebacker Hollywood Henderson said Bradshaw couldn't spell cat if you spotted him the C and the A. And then after the game, I love this, Bradshaw retorted by saying, ask Henderson if I can spell MVP.
Solid.
Dude,
Nice.
I mean, that is fantastic trash talk by both of them. Guys, this game is also, it's known as Black Sunday in Vegas because the line opened at, this is eerie. I'm telling you. This could be
4.5.
weird. It opened at 3.5. Steelers minus 3.5. Moved to 4.5. Settled at 4. And the final margin was 4. And the sports books got crushed in this game. Crushed. It was the first Super Bowl held January 21st or later. So we started to get that trend. It was first Super Bowl where the home team chose the jersey because the Cowboys made a big stink. They didn't want to, they thought their blue jerseys were cursed. And they said, we want to wear white. And the Steelers didn't want to wear black in the sun. They were pissed, but they did. I mean, they ended up winning. But just, you got two dynasties, guys, two legendary quarterbacks, controversy, trash talk, record performance, Vegas being a big part of the headlines. Super Bowl 13, it basically set the blueprint for what we now expect Super Bowls to be. And that is why it makes my number one.
I can't wait for this weekend, boys.
I know.
I'm just dying already. 6 days.
Bill, you got any pool stuff for us?
Just check out the golf stuff. We got some fun NBA ones as well. We got a Super Bowl squares grid that's out there. So you got stuff across all sorts of, golf, hoops, football. We got you covered this week. So just go check it out. Lots of fun formats.
Yeah, it's such a fun show. Thank you both. It was awesome. Wish we could keep it going today, but sadly it is time to exit Sandman Sports. Here's hoping everyone enjoys the Super Bowl, especially you, Bill. Be rooting for you, buddy. Good luck to you and your Seahawks. Have a great weekend, Sandman Nation. Peace out and take care.
Good luck, everybody. And go Hawks!